Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another NHL Power Ranking by the hockey coach guru, Coach Frenchy, for the Hockey Nation Live Show. We're going to tell you who is now the number one Power Ranking NHL for this week, so don't go nowhere. But before we start, we invite you, don't forget please to subscribe to the Hockey Nation Live Show on the YouTube channel and on the Facebook page. If you enjoyed this video, please click on the like. Finally, tell us who is your number one on the power ranking of the weekly by the NHL. So let's dive in and give you all what you need to know from the Hockey Nation Live Show, the power ranking number, starting with the number 32. Yes, the Arizona Coyotes, now they are still at the bottom of the NHL with a 1-1-0 last week. They played only 2 games. They have also a record of 5-16-2. What I like from them for the last 2 weeks, they play better as a team. They are really close now for the next team above them. But overall, we have to give credit for Arizona, what it is so far since the last 10 days. So Montreal Canadiens, they drop a 1 rank, so they go from 30 to 31, 0-2-1, only 1 point, and the possibility of the 6, obviously 6-17-3. The injury is the biggest concern after that for them. The COVID-19 with Gallagher, Niku, Anderson, Toffoli now is on the injury reserve list, so it continues to have more injuries like any other team in NHL. Number 30 is the Ottawa Senators. Better week this week after they lost the first game of the week. They came back with 2W, 2-1-0. They are right now at a 6-15-1. And look, like a Montreal Canadiens, they are at the bottom of the Atlantic Division. The goaltending situation is the biggest problem there. They put on the waiver Matt Murray, and nobody claimed him, so he's now with the American Hockey League. Number 29, the Vancouver Canucks. They have 2-1-0 last week, but the 2W, guys, again, Montreal Canadiens and Ottawa, they're still at the bottom on the West Division, 8-15-2. The biggest news for them today, they fire Jim Benning and, of course, the head coach, Travis Green. They hire Bruce Boudreau. That was the biggest news in NHL on Monday. The Sabres, a very bad week for them, 0-3-0, 8-13-3 so far since the beginning of the year. They lost the 11 or the 13 game, and they struggled more and more. They became the team that everybody thought, and now they're going to fight at the bottom of the Atlantic Division with Ottawa and Montreal, who's going to be the worst team at the end of the year. The Chicago Blackhawks, 2-1-0, 9-13-2. Slowly but properly, they're getting better and better weeks after weeks. For the last 3 weeks, they increased the ranking on the power, ranking the NHL. Fleury's looking good. Lankinen did well. And look, we have Patrick King continues to scoring with Alex Treblinkat. Zed John doing well at the blue line. Is the team getting better? Talking about a team getting better for the last couple of weeks. What about the Seattle Kraken? After a slump of 6 loss, they came back strong. And they are, last week, they don't have no loss, 2-0-1, 9-13-2, increasing the ranking from 28 to 26. And they consistently performing. For one thing, they're doing well now. Their goaltender, they're doing better in front of the net, and their defensive zone is getting great, like they was expect at the beginning of the season. Another team struggle. Lost the 11 last game is the New York Islanders. 0-0-3 last week, 5-10-5. It's a team struggle because the injury, the COVID-19 is another problem over there. I dropped them for 23-25, and they did not win yet inside the new barn and the New York Islanders. The number 24 is a 1-1-1. The Kings are 10-10-3. Drop of 2 this week, 22-24. I know they beat the Edmonton Oilers. We know the ranking guy is from the Monday to the Sunday. I understand that, but overall, the Kings struggle a little bit, but the good news for them, Doughty is back at the blue line. You can see a better team overall. I'm pretty sure they will increasing for the next 2-3 weeks. The Pittsburgh Penguins, also like the Kings, they are 1-1-1, 11-8-5. They win their last couple of games on the road. Great performance overall for them. Jerry continues to be who he is since the last month, and the team's doing well. And we have to give credit for Jake Guenzel, have a four goal in the last 3 games. Number 22, the Columbus Blue Jackets, 1-3-0, 12-11-0 so far. I dropped them a 3 ranking from them. And the biggest problem for me for Columbus right now, it's the goaltending situation. Mislinkin and Corpusalo have above 3 point something goal again average. That's a little too high, and they will have to get better if the Columbus want to stay at the position they are right now in the Metropolitan Division. The number 21, the Dallas Stars, 2-0-0, 12-7-2 on the streak of 6W. It's a team, St. Rick Bonnet said, I know what I need to do to fix the problem. He did it. Since that, they never lost any game, and they are 12-7-2. I improved them a 4 in the ranking, and they deserve it. The San Jose Sharks, 2-2-0. Busy weeks last week, guys. 4 game. They are 13-11-1. I increasing them a little bit of the 2. Meyer is on fire. 7 points in the last 4 games, and he carried on that team. And plus, Eric Carlson do very well at the blue line. We'll be interesting to see what's happening with Evander Kane, his situation with the San Jose Sharks. Number 19, the Flyers, 0-2-0, 0-6-2. The last 8 games, plus they fired the head coach, his assistant coach, Alain Vigneault, and Michel Therrien today. And Mike Yeo is going to be the interim head coach. Drop them at 13, and they are 8-10-4 since the beginning of the season. Finally, the number 18 for this week for the NHL Power Ranking is the New Jersey Devils. 0-3-0, guys. This is the worst week for them since the beginning of the season. And whatsoever Jack Hughes back in the team, they struggle. 9-9-4. Now they play for 500. And it's a team right now I don't see it's going to be not more what you see right now at that moment. It's the team's going to be between 18 to 24 at the end of the season. Let's move on to the next one. And I'm talking number 17, the Detroit Red Wings. Unbelievable. Another straight for them, a 5W. 13-9-3 last week, 3-0-0. I increased them of 2 on the ranking. Nedeljkovic doing absolutely amazing in front of the net. Plus the rookies, Raymond and Zedar continues to perform night after night, game after game. And that's one reason why the Detroit are right now on my power ranking, number 17. Number 16, the Predator, 2-1-0, 13-10-1 since the beginning of the season. Plus 2 ranking for them. Philip Forsberg back in the lineup. He proved it right away with a night of 4 goals. And Zaros continues to perform for them. And they deserve to be number 16 right now in that ranking. Number 15, Anaheim Ducks did not last week without the captain, Ren Kessler, out for a couple of weeks. 13-8-4 in the beginning of the year. Gibson continues to perform. Solarz have a good game for them. And Terry continues also. But the defensive over there is pretty good overall. And that's the reason they are number 15 at that moment. 14, the Boston Bruins, 1-1-1, 12-8-1. Did not move them also for this week. Still number 14. It's really hard when you drop now for 15-1 to moving them up and down a lot. Boston, they need always Marchand, Bergeron, and Pasternak. We know that Marchand is out for 3-game suspension. McAvoy missed 1 game. And the COVID-19 is another problem with that. They're still looking for the center number 2. Number 13, the Vegas Golden Knight, 2-1-0, 14-10-0. Pacioretty scored right away 4 goals in the last 2 games. He's doing well with the Vegas. And now the Carlson is back in the lineup. The injuries are back, and the team's looking better. And they're supposed to be that way. I don't be surprised the next couple of weeks is going to be below 10. Number 12, the Colorado Avalanche, 1-1-1. McKinnon back in the lineup, 12-7-2. Last a bad game against Ottawa, 6-5. Their problem right now, Quimper is out. Francouz is out. The goaltending situation, Hohenson did not do well one night. The next night was better. They beat the Montreal Canadiens. I increased them a 4. That's the thing, guy. Another one like Vegas should be at the top 12, 10 at least at some point. When finally, the Winnipeg Jets finally find a way to get a couple of W, and they are 2-1-0 this week. 12-8-4, score 14 goals this weekend, guy. They went 8-4 and 6-3. They look like the Jet, what we expect. The last two games would be interesting to see that. We know a lot of the game against Toronto was very physical. Number 10, the St. Louis Blues, 1-1-1, 12-8-4. What I like for the St. Louis guys, they stay there. They stay in the top 10 at that moment. But again, it will be interesting how they're going to perform if they can stay there. They're going to be a push of Colorado and Vegas behind them. If they can continue to do it, I'm not sure. But it's a team they need. You know, the Thomas, Butnevich, Tarasenko line. The number 9 position, the Rangers stay at number 9 at 3-0-0, 16-4-3. I know I could increase them. I'm still waiting. It's maybe one of my mistakes on my power ranking. This should be maybe number 7. But guys, when you're starting to go from 12 to go all the way to 1, it's really difficult. I think I have make a mistake here. I can admit about that. The Tampa Bay Lightning continues without Kucherov. Point. Play 4 games last week. No last guy. 3-0-1. They are 15-5-4. They are on the top of the Atlantic. But with this record, guy, it's not good enough to be number 1 and number 2. That's how crazy it is, this standing and this ranking at that moment in the NHL. Number 7, Edmonton Oilers, one of the most difficult week for them since the beginning of the season. 1-2-0, 16-7-0. They was number 2 last week. I dropped them a 5, and they deserve it. They lost 2 games where they did not show up. And that's the concern over there. Now, Daniel Nurse is back, but still, the goaltending situation is a problem. The bottom 6 is a problem over there. And one Tressadol and McDavid is off. That team don't go nowhere. Calgary Flames, I dropped them a 2 this week. 3-1-0. Coach, 3-1-0. Yes, I understand. But again, the team in front of them, you're going to see they performed very well last week. 15-5-5 since the beginning of the season. And is the team's going to battle all year long to be at the top 8 in NHL. We like what we saw. The Carolina Hurricane for the second weeks back-to-back, they drop in NHL right now with 1-2-0, 16-6-1 at that moment. They have a bad week overall, to be honest with you. They won the last game, but still, they're missing a couple of pieces of the puzzle. Pesci, D'Angelo, and Anderson was hurt last game. We'll be interested how they're going to rebound after bad weeks. The Toronto Maple Leafs, 1-1-1, 17-7-2. Do overall not too bad. I keep them number 4 this week. Matthews doing well. Now Marner is out. And the situations, you know, with Campbell, Marinchek also is going to be back in the lineup very soon. Now helping Toronto to be more stable. Finally, number 3, Capitals, 1-1-1. They was number 1 in my ranking last week. I dropped them of 2. I feel like they was a little bit shaky last week. The week they don't deserve to be over like number 1 or 2 this week. 15-4-6. Finally, the number 2 of this week, the Minnesota Wild, 3-0-0, 17-6-1. I increased them of 5 from 7 to 2. An amazing great weeks. They beat the Toronto Maple Leafs last Saturday and by a score of 4-3, and deserve to be number 2 for the upcoming week for the power ranking with Coach Frenchy. Finally, the number 1 back as the number 1. We talk about the Florida Panthers. Like the Minnesota, they are 3-0-0. Back at number 1, jump from 4 position, 17-4-3. Well done, the Panthers. Come back 3 times. Back to back on 3 different games. 2 games that was deficit by 3. Finally, the last game they come back after they losing 3-2 and winning a shootout by a score of 4-3. Well done by them. Very good week for the Panthers. And what we can ask as a living in the South Florida like I do, we are really proud of the Florida Panthers. Look, guys, this is an amazing, great weeks. And you can see you never know weeks to weeks who can jumping number 1. If you have a bad week, you drop, and it's so tight. The top 8 team in NHL, it will be like this, I believe, until the end of the season. And then expect Vegas and Colorado join the dance with the top 8. So imagine what's going to be at some point. So thanks again to watching another video with the hockey coach guru, Coach Frenchy. This concludes another NHL Power Ranking of the week. And before we leave, we invite you, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video. That'd be great. And finally, tell us who is your number one of the NHL Power Ranking Weekly. I look forward to see you for the next video with the hockey coach guru, Coach Frenchy. Have an amazing, great week, everybody. Bien, mes amis, merci d'avoir regardé une autre vidéo avec l'entraîneur Coach Frenchy. N'oubliez pas de vous abonner à la chaîne de Hockey Nation Live Show. Si vous avez bien aimé la vidéo, s'il vous plaît, cliquez sur le petit pouce en haut. Et finalement, dites-moi, c'est qui votre équipe numéro 1 de la semaine NHL Power Ranking. Et je vous souhaite une très belle semaine et on se revoit la semaine prochaine pour une autre vidéo avec l'entraîneur Coach Frenchy.